Hello again, folks. Welcome to another edition of Between the Banks. There's nothing like pulling up to the spot in the morning and getting a fish on. And I think this is a redfish because I haven't been able to turn it at all. Oh. You're going to have to stay tuned. Looks like it's going to be another rock'em sock'em edition of Between the Banks. Come back. We'll see what's on the end of this line. Stay tuned.
Between the Banks is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana.
What does it mean to be a Louisiana company? It means we all work where we live. It means the people we call our customers, we also call our neighbors, our friends, our family. It means we'll be here for the same people who've been here for us. We're the employees of Blue Cross, Louisiana true since 1934.
Up and down the bayou. That's how we tell you to get from one place to the other. It's a little different, but so are we in Louisiana's Cajun bayou. And once you get here, you'll understand why our Cajun runs a little deeper. Find a piece of our story on swamp tours, fishing boats, at festivals, attractions, and restaurants. Visit lacajunbayou.com to plan your trip today. Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Rich, natural, unapologetically Cajun. Just south of New Orleans, where Cajun runs deep.
Folks, everybody gets Between the Banks. Here's how easy it is. Go to your address bar, type in betweenthebanks.com, search, and here you are. The latest videos, services, and products provided by Between the Banks. Check it out, betweenthebanks.com. Everybody gets Between the Banks.
Pulled up to Philo, came straight to the cut. First cast, looks like I'm on. And I'm gonna tell you, if this is a speck, this is gonna be a nice fish. We're filming this on New Moon in July. Oh man, nice fish. I can only hope that it's a speck. And not a shark. Alright, here he comes, coming up on the surface. Check him out. See if I can get him up. Oh, it's a red. Nice red. This time of year, folks, not only can you catch specks at the island, but you can catch reds too. Oh yeah, redfish. Nice red. Nice red. What a way to open the morning. Here it comes up alongside the boat. Come check it out on this side right here. We got him under the boat, coming around. Get him out the foul pole. There it is right there. Nice red fish. Nice red. Kind of bully. Kind of like a bull red. We'll see. Get in there, boy. All right. Oh, yeah. Nice red. Nice big red to start the morning off. There you go. Gonna check him out. Looks like he's over 27 easy. grab my tools. Mr. Bug Grip, Mr. Pliers. Let's see what I got here. When you pull up to the fishing spot in the morning, folks, that's when you really gotta be ready, because usually they're on. Okay. So, let's check it out on the measuring board here. Renovations measurer. And 28 inches. 28, 29 inches. So, redfish, you could have 5. They gotta all be 16 inches or better, and you can only have 1 over 27. So here's my 1 over 27. But such a nice red, kind of big, borderline as to whether I'll keep this size. But we're gonna grill up some redfish and put him in the box. Fish number 1 right off the bat. Right here at the cut at Philo. Stay tuned. Like I said, it's a rock'em sock'em edition of Between the Beds. Speck. At least I think it's a speck. Yep, sure. Nice one. Nice one. Oh, inhale it. Alright, folks. So, don't forget, speckled trout have to be 12 inches, and you can have 25 per person. At least 12 inches. This one's definitely 12 inches. More like 16, 17 inches. So that's a box trout. I'm gonna put him in the box. When I come back, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, why I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Stay tuned. All right, folks, let's cover how I'm rigged. You know, a lot of people say, man, Captain Bob always tells us right where to go, GPS coordinates and everything else. You can't be obsessed with where. If you're obsessed with where, you're not going to focus on how and why. I can tell you where the fish are biting at, but if you don't know how to catch them, then you're not going to be successful. So, here's what I've got. I've got a Carolina rig rigged on the spinning rod. Okay, so I'm going to start at the end here. Let me get some line out. Okay, so at the end of my shock leader, I've got a 1/0 tail hook here. 1/0 tail. I like black. I don't like silver. I've always used black or bronze. It's attached to 25-pound test camo, low vis, triple fish shock leader. That's what the line is here. It's a shock leader. Then at the top of that shock leader, I have a small 16-ounce clip-on weight. I've got it clipped right below a number 7 black crane swivel. Then I'm attached to the line. This is Berkeley Pro Spec 12-pound test monofilament. Okay, I like monofilament because I fish live bait so much. And it doesn't, when I get hooked on the bottom, I can get it off. I know a lot of people like to use braided line, so that way when the fish hits you, you know you're gonna reel it in. But I try to be a little sporting about it, and I like 12-pound test monofilament line. Okay, so I've got it rigged on the 7-foot medium action Daiwa rod, and I have it rigged on spinning reel. This is a 3000 H class Daiwa reel, okay? And if you use a medium action 7-foot rod, that's gonna cover a cork, that's gonna cover a Carolina rig, that's gonna cover the full spectrum of what you need to fish with out here. And it's important that you use the right action rod and you have the right parabolics on the rod, where it bends, so that way you can feel the hit, okay? Of course, at the end of the line is a monster goo-goo minnow. And if you notice, when I slung that speck into the boat, he spit out a finger mullet. And that's why I like these big cockahos, because they imitate a finger mullet or a big cockahoe. And big specks love this bait. I'm going to tell you one other thing, folks. Since I've been fishing professionally 41 years, I've very seldom used live shrimp. Live shrimp at the bait shops are so small. I mean, they're just ridiculous to me. I know a lot of people like them. I know they catch a lot of fish. But when I clean my fish, I use a regular knife, not an electric knife. And I cut the bellies open and I look in the stomachs. And I don't ever find little bitty shrimp in the stomachs. I find big shrimp, I find pogies, I find croakers, I find cockahos, I find finger mullet. So that's why you don't ever see me on TV fishing with live shrimp. I just don't use them. And when I can get live big cockahos from Goo, the shell station right there in Golden Meadow, I guarantee you, that's one reason why we catch a lot of big fish. Okay, now, one other thing. Reasons why you may not be catching fish at the islands. Okay, number one, you see my trolling motor down in the front. But I only use it to move to spot, and then I stick my power pole and drop anchor. If you're gonna catch big speckled trout, you can't make noise. You can't have your stereo on. You can't pull up with your big engine. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, missed it. You can't pull up with your big engine. You got to be quiet. So when I came into the spot this morning, I drifted into the spot. When I got here, I stuck anchor, and I knew the fish were here because I used my depth finder. I looked at sonar. So that's what brought me right here to the cut, the congregation of fish that are here. Okay, I've caught 2 fish, and I've already got a boat pulling up to me. Check it out. But he's at least being nice and holding his distance. He's going to come up to me slow. He doesn't look like he's going to spook the fish. So that's a plus for this boat that's pulling up. So stay tuned. We'll see what's happening here. Got another hit coming here. Another bite. Oh, missed it. Okay, so why am I fishing this spot? He got the bait, I can tell you that right now. I'm fishing here because this is where I've got nervous water, and this is the 3 things I need to catch fish. Clean water, nervous water, bait in the water. I've got the bait, I could see it when I pulled up. But what I've got here is I've got a cut. Let's look over here to the left where the pelicans are right here on the point. If you follow that point all the way to the right, this is an underwater cut in the island here. You can see where it ends over here at the right. But underwater cut. And I'm hanging on the left side of the cut because that's the deep part. That's where I've got 3-4 feet of water and where the trench comes through here. So I'm fishing the cut on the northeastern side of Philo Bruce. You can see the nervous water I got flowing through here. The pelicans are staged. They're dropping their heads. They're eating finger mullet and big cockahos. So, I ought to be able to catch some fish right here at this cut. Nervous water, speed in the water. So, looks good. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna get back out there and cast again. And sure enough, that bite. Fishing on credit here. Stay tuned. I'm gonna bait up again with another minute. Throw it out there. Stick with us. A monster speck. Oh, get off that phone. Coming up over that side. Oh, man. Look at this fish. Come take a look, folks. Oh, it's a red. Oh, it's another red. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, that's a keeper red there. Keeper red. Now, all I gotta do, folks, is I gotta hope that this angler is nice and courteous and he's not gonna get any closer to me and ruin my fishing. Because if you take a look at the front of his boat, he's got his trolling mode down. He's trolling around, spooking big fish. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. So I'm gonna take this fish off. Let's see what he looks like. Oh man, I was all excited. Thought I had a big speck. Thought I had a big speck. So I already got one red over 27 inches, barely over 27. But he is over 27, so I'm gonna have to measure this one. Alright, let's see how big it is. Alright, this is right at 23 inches. So, nice fish. Going in the box. Alright, go put this one in the box and get back out there again. Stay tuned. Another speck. Hopefully not another shark. Yep, looks like a speck. Oh yeah, it's a speck. Oh boy, now that's what I came here for. Nice speck. Alright. Jumped on that cargo. Nice keeper, island speck. Nice and fat, full of eggs, female. Beautiful speck. Alright, that one's going in the box. Stay tuned. Spot's on. Another speck. Another nice one. They're always nice. They're always nice over here at the island. And that's because it's spawning time for speckled trout. They're all coming to the islands. And what's going to happen, folks, is as the summer wears on, August, September, that water temperature is going to get high. The reason the specks move out into the bays and lakes is because the females are full of eggs. See the bellies on them? They're full of eggs. So what's going to happen is they're going to get at these islands here, and as we get close to the end of spawning, they're going to pull up on the sand or the shells, and they're going to lay their bellies right on that sand. And the heat of the summer is going to warm up that sand, and they're going to dump their eggs. So that's what's going on. That's why the Specks come out here at the islands and stuff like that. So I see it's time for the Marina Minute. Let's take a break. Lafourche Parish, great place for fishing. All kind of great fishing. Freshwater, saltwater, especially when you get down to Leeville. Boudreaux, Griffins, a lot of great merchants in our area that really make your fishing trip complete. So let's check out the Marina Minute, and then we'll take a look at the map, and I'll show you right where this cut is. Stay tuned. Here's the Marina Minute. I'll follow it with the map.
Boudreaux's Waterfront Hotel. Dock your boat at the end of the pier right under your room. Set up your grill. Got your own fish cleaning station, your own ramp. And for big groups, enjoy the sunset at the Boudreaux House. Boudreaux's in Leeville. Griffin's Marina and Ice has bag, block, and blown ice for whatever size boat. Both dockside and roadside ethanol-free fuel, convenience store, breakfast, crispy chicken, all conveniently located in downtown Leeville.
Renovations is your complete marine center for sales, parts, and service. Pathfinder, War Eagle boats, Minn Kota Motor Guide trolling motors, Power Pole and Minn Kota anchoring systems, pumps, trailer parts. Renovations will keep you on the water. All right, folks, here's the map feature brought to you by the great folks at Lorenz. So you can see I'm sitting in about 2.7 feet. I'm on the up current side of the cut. You always want to be up current. You can see the fish going by here, and I'm only in 2.5 feet of water. So you know that there's a lot of fish. Water temperature, 82.0. It's because we haven't had that tremendous heat. We've had a lot of rain and stuff like that, so it's cooled off quite a bit. 82.0 degrees. And I got 1/10 of a current going by. So that's great. I know I got current at the spot. So let's go pages. Let's go over the map. Enter. Okay, so you can see where I'm at Philo here. And I'm where the boat is. And you can see that this is where the cut is now. There's a cut that comes straight through here on that north cove. And that's where I've positioned the boat. So that's the middle of the cut. Let's look at the GPS coordinates. So you can see that I'm at north 29, 11, 238, west 90, 20, 404. And I'm going to save this, that way I can mark the cut. So I hit enter, and it marks the spot for me. So you can see the old Northwest Island that's underwater. You can see Capon Point. This is another island that was part of Philo. It's underwater completely. And you can see all the underwater points and all the excellent fishing spots here. These underwater points, and now this big cut really makes for great spots. And again, I haven't had to go to Castad or any of the islands that are further south because I've been hammering them here every time I come, so why run any further? And a great thing about Philo is it's only 4 miles from Deep Bayou and the Deep Bayou rocks, the helipad and all that. So you can come out to this island and not do a lot of running. I like to come here, anchor, and wait for the current. Once that tide starts screaming, whether it's coming in or out, as long as you got moving water and it's Gulf Green, you're going to catch speckled trout here. There's the map feature brought to you by the good folks at Lorenz. Clouded up, folks, and you know that I grabbed the she-dog. And here it is. They got a nice lunker speck on. Oh yeah, it's a speck. Check them out. Coming up. Yeah. Just don't spit the bait, baby. Big speck. Just don't spit it. Don't spit it. Oh, I got him. I got him. Now I'm gonna tell you, folks. Once it clouds up, when you're at the islands, you gotta throw top water. You got to. So you don't want to run away from the rain. When it clouds up, this is what happens. Okay, now you're not gonna hook me here, buddy. This is what happens. Look at the size of this speckled trout. I mean, check this out. A monster speck. Which is why I totally enjoy throwing top water. There you go. Well, folks, the bad thing about this is y'all have to leave. The good thing is I'm staying, and I'm throwing top water every time it clouds up, so I can catch big ones like this. Like this. Look at the belly on that fish. Life is good in this neighborhood. We'll see you next week with another edition of Between the Banks. You're going to want to make sure that you tune in because it's still early. It's only 10 minutes after 10. So I'm anticipating that these thunder showers like this one behind me are going to start collecting, and it's going to get cloudy, and I'm going to throw top water, and I'm going to catch more like this. So tune in next week and see what happens. We'll see you next week with another edition of Between the Banks. And don't forget, while we're rebuilding BetweenTheBanks.com, go to YouTube. Just go straight to YouTube. And you know, YouTube has a list. Just type in Bob Googe, and you're going to come up to my channel on YouTube. And you're going to be able to see past shows, the latest shows. For those of you that have been calling and saying, Bob, when are you going to put another show up on BetweenTheBanks.com? Not until I rebuild that site. So in the meantime, if you want to keep up with what's going on with these big babies, you need to go to YouTube and check it out, or your favorite cable channel daily on television. We'll see you next week. Or see you on YouTube. In the meantime, good luck fishing. Get it, little boy. All right. Oh, yeah.